Hey guys, my name is Moon and welcome back for more Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi. So last time, or the past couple episodes I suppose, we're getting a lot of info dump, right? A lot of stuff that Rena has been explaining to Keiichi or Rena herself reading on the scrapbook, right? And sometimes it can be confusing, but I guess don't believe everything that Rena is saying. Some may be correct there, some might not be correct, right? Just like when Shion did her stuff on Miyakashi on chapter 5, right? She was doing it because she believed that it was the Sonozaki family that did all of that. But in the end, we learned that it was not them, right? So take all the information that Rena is saying, then I guess we'll see in the end if it was right or if it was wrong, right? Or if it was different, I mean. So yes, let us continue. Let's do this. Rena and Keiichi goes to school. So the next day, Rena came to school acting normal like she said she would. She talked with Mion as cheerfully as she always did, and it made me wonder if the story she told me last night was a complete fabrication. That's because the story was, or really was, too ridiculously crazy to believe. This village has a very weird and rare endemic disease, and there are religious fanatics who want to use the disease to revive their weird cult. So I think 100% correct here is that there's actually a disease, but these religious fanatics might not be true, right? Maybe not be true. And they've been researching the pathogen of the endemic disease so they can spread it throughout the village. I was deeply influenced by Rena last night and I believed everything she said. But thinking about it with a cool mind under the bright sun, it sounds too crazy to be true. The story Rena told me is based on Takano's crazy hand-me-down ideas. It's based entirely on her theories, which though very feasible, have no evidence whatsoever. The fact that Takano-san was murdered lends credit to the story, I'll give you that, but... I looked at Mion. She was fooling around with Rena. It's hard to believe that she's involved with some crazy conspiracy.
ていうか、聞いてないでしょ、ケイちゃん。
悪い。ごめん、聞いてなかった。
まだ寝ぼけたまんまなのかな。寝不足だとおつむもちゃんと働かないよ。
Mion made fun of me for reacting too slowly. It's almost impossible not to trust this bubbly, cheerful girl. I trust Mion. I trust my friends. I know she'd never have a hand in the crazy conspiracy like that. If she knew about it, she wouldn't be able to act this cheerfully. Rena told me not to tell Mion because she might be one of them. But it might be worth telling her without letting Rena know. Of course, there's at least a 1% chance that the conspiracy is true and that Mion is one of them. If so, I'd be doomed. If I had to choose between believing the crazy conspiracy theory and trusting my friends, my answer would be obvious. Yes, trusting my friends. I know that my friend Mion isn't part of any conspiracy. She'd never be involved with something like that. Even if the conspiracy exists, I'm sure Mion will be on our side. So whether or not it's true, it must be worth telling Mion about it.
なあに、ケイちゃん。こんなところに呼び出して。それも誰にも内緒で来いなんてさ。まさかカツアゲとかそういうのじゃないよね。
お前な、体育倉庫の裏に呼ばれたら真っ先にそう思うのかよ。
じゃあラブレターとか。でもそういうのは下駄箱が定番じゃない？
都会じゃそうでもないぞ。直接渡す白兵線型も少なくない。
じゃあ、
なわけねえだろ。それよりかなり真面目な話がある。茶化しは一切なしで聞いてくれ。
何よ。どうしたの？
お社様信仰を復活させようとしている連中がいるってのは知ってるか？
は？何、ケイちゃん。何の話？
This, of course, was just my way of getting a feel for the situation. I wanted to see how she was going to react by getting straight to the point. But Mion really did look puzzled. People wouldn't normally react like this if someone pointed out their secrets out of the blue. They always panic, if only just a little. Mion was either a brilliant actress or she really didn't have anything to do with the idea of reviving Oyashiro-sama. I decided to tell her everything.
ミオン、お前の家の園崎家ってひなみ沢を含めものすごい影響力を持ってるわけだけどさ、お社様信仰を復興するため何か暗躍してるってことはあるか？
こう？なんで？
いや、だからさ、今のお社様信仰って大昔の時代に比べたらだいぶ信仰心が薄くなってるだろ。それをさ、大昔の鬼ヶ淵村のレベルまで引き戻したいと思っている、いわゆる原理主義者的な連中が暗躍をしてるんじゃないかって。
はい？ちょっと、何よそれ。何の話なわけ？
本当に何の話かわからないのか？
わかるわけないよ。何その全米第1位みたいな面白ストーリーはさ。
Her reaction was very natural. It seemed impossible that she was pretending she didn't know or know anything about it. But regardless, I continued
いや、
to
だから
question.
そういう連中がこの村にいるらしいんだよ。ミオンは知らないか？
お社様信仰を鬼ヶ淵村の時代のレベルに？そんなことして何かいいことあるの？
いや、そりゃ信仰の厚い狂信的な連中にとってはとても重要な意味があるんじゃないかな。
だってケイちゃん、大昔の厳しい戒律の頃に逆戻りって誰も喜ばないよ。今のこの現代、村から出るななんて言われたら生活なんかやってられないって。
例えばほら、リカちゃん。リカちゃんって何でもお社様の生まれ変わりとか言ってチヤホヤされてるらしいだろ。
Yeah, people say that, right? Yeah.
そういった取り巻きの老人たちの中にはきっと狂信的な一派が存在して。
リカちゃんの取り巻きっていうと君吉のおじいちゃんとかのこと？まあ確かに信仰心は厚い方だと思うけど、狂信的ってのはどうかと思うね。
いや、だからいるんだよ。本来のお社様信仰を再び復活させようとしている輩が。
はいはい、話が進まないからこの場は信じるよ。それで
そいつらはお社様の正体がこの土地独特の風土病にあることを突き止め、その病原体を研究しているらしいんだ。
どこで？というか風土病って何？病原体って何よ？演歌長。
I was getting confused. I didn't know what I was talking about myself anymore. I was deeply influenced by Rena last night and believed everything she said. But having said it all out loud, I started realizing how impossible the story sounded.
どうしたの？
But yeah, it's true though, it might be just an endemic disease though that you can get in this place in particular, like, right?
ミオさんに妙なことでも吹き込まれたわけ？
知ってるのか？
有名だよ。あの人オカルトマニアだから、いっつもとんでもない空想話をでっち上げてる。たまに真に受ける人がいるとかなりヘビーに吹き込むって有名なんだよ。私も昔話を聞かせてもらったことがあったけど、結構面白かったな。
それって本当か？
ケイちゃんもどこかで耳にしてるだろうけど、この村は大昔はちょっと特殊な文化があった。それは少し刺激の強い要素のある文化でね。厳しい戒律と厳しい刑罰、残酷な風習は割とオカルトマニアの間では知られてるらしい。ミオさんもそんなマニアの中の一人。
じゃあこの村が怪しげな寄生虫に支配されているという話は？
はあ？寄生虫？それミオさんの新作？
新作ってどういうことだよ？
言ったでしょ、ミオさんはオカルトマニアなの。
Did you say again? Okay.
鬼ヶ淵村の奇怪な伝説などを研究して、あれやこれやの仮説や推理、妄想を楽しんでるわけよ。
Now with Mion, the game is trying to make us doubt Rena now, right? A lot. With the parasite, with the stuff like that. But yeah, I think the parasite is actually true. Yeah.
だからその寄生虫に村が支配されてるって説以外にもいろいろ捜索してる。私がずいぶん前に聞いたのは UFO 説だったよ。
Oh yeah, the UFO one is definitely fake. Come on now.
これが結構辻褄があってて面白いの。太古の昔に鬼ヶ淵村に UFO が墜落して、そこから出てきた異星人と村人で戦いが起こってという感じから始まる B 級 SF ホラーだった。
Okay.
サトコが聞かされたってのは地底人説だったかな。地殻変動によって地底王国と鬼ヶ淵村の間に接点ができてしまって、それでなんだっけかな。そうそう、地底王国のお姫様と村の若者が恋をして互いに仲直りをしたっていう SF ロミオとジュリエットだった。んで最新作がどうやらケイちゃんの聞かされた寄生虫説ってわけみたいだね。いやいや、いつかそれらを全部まとめて本にしてほしいよ。
Mion began laughing so hard that she had to hold her stomach. As I looked at her laughing like that, I realized I fell for something that ridiculous. At that point, it was obvious. I'd been completely taken in.
すまんミオ、俺がこれから聞くことに答えてくれ。まずお社様信仰を復活させようとする連中は実在する？
しないよ。というかむしろ逆。南沢は外部に対してどんどん開いていって栄えさせていこうということで、御三家はすでに意見を統一してる。
Okay.
これはまだ内緒なんだけど、21世紀までをめどにね、新しい高速道路がここいらを通るという計画があるんだよ。
The thing is, what Mion is saying right here, like this one, right? Open Hinamizawa to outsiders, much more easier, right? To make the village thrive. It might be true because for Mion here, she's just normal, right? And then we have Rena there, killing someone, being very, very cautious, right? So yeah, for Mion here, this all of Mion, what Mion is saying, I mean, it might actually be true.
園崎家は現在水面下でその誘致をしててね。
While for Rena, some of it might be true, and then yes, most of it might be false.
うまくいけばここいらは一気に栄えることになる。バッチャはそれによって山林の地価が一気に高騰して大儲けできると踏んでるみたいだよ。まあ21世紀の仕事だから、それは私が引き継ぐ大仕事になりそうだけどね。
じゃあ外部の人間を意味嫌う連中なんてのは存在しない？
だからそんなの存在しないって。ただでさえ不便な村をさらに不便にしてどうするんだか。現に村は今別荘地として売り出しを開始してる。ケイちゃんの家はまさにその第一号じゃないの。
I agree, yeah. Keiichi's house, right? Yeah, they just moved here, but they weren't from here, right? Originally? They didn't say that they were originally from here, right? They just moved here.
村人はみんな歓迎してくれたでしょ。
Yeah.
若者の流出を食い止めるため御三家もいろいろと考えてるんだから。
There was nothing vague about what Mion had said. Her story makes a lot more sense than Takano's delusional theories. And so Mion's words woke me up from that delusion.
じゃああれはどうだよ。寄生虫の感染の証拠を示す血液中のなんとかとかいう数値がひなみ沢の住民だけ異常に高いみたいな話が。
そうなの？というかミオさんはそんなのどうやって調べたわけ？
だって高野さんは看護師だろ。調べる気になればいくらだって。
そんな怪しげな調査のために誰が血液採取なんかに協力するの？誰もしないって。それに仮に採血をしたってどこでどう調べたわけ？ミオさんがたった一人で一体何人の血を調べられたっていうわけ？
Mion was right. I couldn't believe I thought Takano-san could do all that just because she was a nurse. Dude, who knows though? Maybe she could have done that though. Yeah. These parasites, yes, the parasites, the sickness, I all believe that. Yes, I still believe that. Still believe that. It struck me hard to believe that she got that many blood samples and did a high-level examination like that without any help. When I thought about it rationally, I shouldn't have believed such a ridiculous story so easily.
寄生虫の寄生の証拠として花粉症にかからないって聞いたぞ。
花粉症って都会の病気じゃないの。あれは確か排気ガスと関係があるんでしょ。ここはひなみ沢だよ、ケイちゃん。というか多分沖宮の人にだって花粉症なんてそうそういないと思うけど。
じゃああれは園崎本家当主直属の暗殺部隊ってのがいて、昔大臣の孫の誘拐とかをやったんだろう。
The kidnapped one is false. Yes, the kidnapped one is false though. Death Squad might be true.
そんなのがいたらかっこいいね。
I mean, it might be actually true though, and she's lying, right? Even I was sounding ridiculous. But I believed all of it last night. I believed it because Rena looked very serious.
大臣の孫が高津戸のあたりで突然発見されたのは事実。だけれど、あれは私たちじゃない。
And now this is true, yes, they didn't do it.
私たちじゃないけど、それを私たちはさも自分たちが犯したように振る舞ってた。
Yes, this was basically what she said in Miyakashi. We just acted as if we did. But basically, they just took credit, right?
わかりにくいぞ。説明してくれ。
But yeah, I like how Mion is saying this to Keiichi so easy, right? I remember like Oreo was so reluctant to tell Mion, and then she told it to her because she was gonna be the successor, and now Mion is selling it to Keiichi so easily now.
ダム戦争の当時、鬼ヶ淵死守同盟は相当に物騒な抵抗運動をしていたのは事実。脅迫めいたこともやってのけた。でもね、あの当時それを利用するやらしい連中もいたらしいの。鬼ヶ淵死守同盟の名を語って金品を要求したりするエセ同盟って連中。
The Onigafuchi Guardians were a very aggressive force at that time. There's a high possibility that some people thought they could use the name to extort money.
その中に大臣の孫の誘拐もあったの。おそらく誘拐犯たちは警察の捜査の撹乱を狙って死守同盟のふりをして身代金を要求したんだと思う。正直あの事件は同盟にとっても驚きだったよ。 よく大臣の孫を誘拐できたもんだって話題になったね。犯人たちに会えたら表彰してやろうなんて盛り上がったっけ。
ちょっと待て。じゃあ大臣の孫の誘拐は鬼ヶ淵死守同盟は何も関係ないのかよ。
うん、全くない。
Mion said it firmly. It was a simple and clear answer which left no room for suspicion. And thinking about it, it's nothing surprising though. Kidnapping the grandson of the minister and negotiating with him in person is a huge deal. The Onigafuchi Guardians were a very aggressive group, but this operation wasn't so easy that it could be carried out by any of the normal residents of Hinamizawa. It was obviously the work of professional criminals without a doubt.
ただね、さっきも少し言いかけたけど、園崎本家はね、この誘拐事件を自分たちが黒幕であるかのように振る舞っていた。
振る舞ったってのはどういうことだ。
これは園崎本家の秘密の家訓なの。ケイちゃんにはこっそり話すけど、話したことは内緒だよ。
Honestly, she's just telling this to Keiichi because, yeah, she likes Keiichi a lot. For sure, that's why.
園崎本家ではね、自分たちに都合がいい何かの事件が起こった時、あたかもそれが自分たちの差し金であるように振る舞うブラフの伝統があるの。
ブラフって、はったり？
うん。自分たちに利することがあったなら、それは事件でなくてもいい。お天気でもいいし、宝くじの当選番号でもいい。あたかも園崎本家が望んだからそのような結果になったかのように振る舞うの。そうするとどう？なんだかものすごい黒幕ってイメージになるでしょ。つまりはそういうこと。これは園崎本家の当主だけに代々公伝で伝承される秘密のイメージ戦略なの。自分たちを本来よりもより強大に見せようとするイメージ戦略。
じゃあほら、ダム戦争時に建設省を占拠するって作戦があったんだろ。あれはしかもそのために武器やら訓練やら。
それも全く同じだよ、ケイちゃん。そんなバカな作戦本当にやるわけないじゃん。最大の目的はあいつらならやりかねない、なんて恐ろしいやつらだっていうプレッシャーと幻想を与えるのが最大の目的だったんだよ。つまりこれもまたイメージ戦略ってわけ。
They obtained weapons and went through training just so they could exact pressure. They had no intention of actually carrying out the plan. The Sonozaki family was just bluffing. Okay. That made sense. Of course it did. It's impossible to attack the Ministry of Construction. Even if they did, it wouldn't solve the problem. All I had to do was use common sense. Even if they did, they would have been crushed within seconds by a huge number of policemen. Why didn't I think of that?
じゃあ武器とか訓練とかってのは。
武器に関してはノーコメントでいいよね。
See? No comment. So yeah. Weapons is probably real. Of course.
訓練もやったよ。はったりになるようちゃんとしっかりね。葛西さんをリーダーにお父さんとこの若い衆たちを引き連れてテキサスの砂漠でトレーナーさんと戦争ごっこをやった後はサンフランシスコでのんびり観光してた。
We went sightseeing in San Francisco.
じゃあ
I couldn't think of anything else. It was obvious now. Rena and I both were completely fooled by the scrapbooks of Takano's delusion. Rena was so serious about it, so I believed her, but if you examine it closely, there were so many inconsistencies. But the thing is with the Sonozaki family, right? Sure, they were bluffing, yeah, that's the truth. Let's say that's the truth, yes. But they still have like traditions, like we saw with Shion, right? Removing her fingernails. Yeah, some messed up things still, right? And they're Yakuza basically, right? Very shady people. So there's some stuff there. But I guess most of it, as Mion is saying here, they just took all what do you call this? When something happens, they just took it and just say, "Oh, we are the ones who did it," but in reality, it was not, right? And then there was actually a real mastermind behind all of this that's pretty much not showing themselves or not saying who they are. So very a secret group, I suppose. I couldn't believe Rena took a delusion like that so seriously. But the parasites and stuff and the scrapbooks, I think those are real. Those are the real ones. For sure, yes. I knew the reason why though. She was still in a state of shock after being caught with the corpses that day. She was mentally unstable. Then she came across this tall tale and believed it. Rena is a smart girl. She wouldn't have taken it seriously if she was stable. But it's quite funny though, right? When you were listening with Rena's story, like you believe all of it, like yes. And then now you listen to me on side, and like yes, that's true, that's real, that's the truth. Like the conversations, man. The white van I saw yesterday came to school during the lunch break. The four men in uniforms or work uniforms I saw were there too. I said thank you to Mion and followed them. The man who talked to me yesterday knocked on the door of the teacher's office.
毎度おこのぎ造園でございますね。
Gardener.
どうもご苦労様です。今日も暑いですね。
いえいえ、先生は今日もますますべっぴんで。
ではすみません。今日もよろしくお願いいたします。
はい、よろしくお願いします。これ、うちの事務屋から渡すように言われましたんで。
見積書と請求書ですね。ありがとうございます。日付は空欄ですね。問題ありません。はい、お預かりします。
はい、それでは取り掛かりますんで。
The man was talking to Chie sensei with a big smile.
どうしたのかね、前原君。
あ、校長先生。今の男の人は誰ですか？
The principal pointed his finger at the window. When I looked out, I heard the noise of an engine starting. The noise was coming from the engine of a motorized lawnmower. I saw a young man in work uniforms taking another lawnmower, some brooms, and a ladder out of the van.
園芸業者さんである。だいぶ垣根や樹木が手入れされてなかったからの。夏前に一度剪定を頼もうと思ったのだよ。
ああ、校長先生。この度はお世話になりまして。
The man noticed the principal took off his hat and bowed.
よろしく頼み申しますぞ。
なんとか今日中で終わらせますんで。しばらくうるさくしますんが、ご容赦を。
Each worker took one of the tools and walked towards the fence where the grass was growing. The engine of the lawnmower was very loud, and the kids who were playing in the schoolyard looked at it curiously.
こらー！危ないですから皆さん教室へ戻りなさい。
It was Chie sensei. She handed an envelope with the documents in it to the principal. It said Okonogi Gardeners in green on the envelope.
では校長先生、申し訳ありませんが、この請求書を後日市役所に行かれるときに持って行ってください。
心得た。
千恵先生、あの造園屋さんは昨日も来てました？
ええ。昨日の夕方に一度下見に来てもらいました。帰りに近道をしようとして迷ってしまったと言ってましたっけ？
この村は細い道はだいぶ入り組んでおるからの。無理もないわい。
I remember when I first came here, Chie Sensei started talking about when she got lost and they laughed together. There was never anything suspicious to begin with. I thought they were suspicious yesterday because of what Rena had told me. At first, I thought it wasn't unusual to see a white van. But then right after I heard her creepy story, I saw a white van parked on the road and got scared. The gardeners weren't familiar with the roads of Hinamizawa and they got lost trying to take a shortcut on their way back. That's all. I had it totally twisted around. I think it's maybe they were actually looking for Rena. Where's Rena, by the way? I believe that fake sounding story. I believe that Sonozaki family was working behind the scenes. And I fabricated the existence of a group of fanatical believers in my mind. I believed that the fake sounding story. Worse, I doubted Mion. Damn it. I'm such a fool. She's my friend. We took each other's hands that day, saying that we were family. We're a family made of friends, and that friends were friends no matter what. I said that, but then I doubted my friend. I'm so stupid. Anyway, Rena was the problem. She also needed to wake up from this crazy delusion. I had to hurry and wake her up. Rena seemed like she had no mind to listen to anyone else. She truly believes that the Sonozaki family are the masterminds of a large-scale conspiracy. Oh! Look at the font, it's turning red now. It was kind of like pink, right? And now it's red, look at this. She's getting much more crazier. I remember the plate number of the white van and I also remembered their faces. Without a doubt, this was one of the vans that had been following me. So far, I confirmed that 3 of the 4 cars have been following me. I could especially recall this white van because it followed me around the longest of all. The people who were in the other cars must be the lookouts, and the ones in this van must be tasked with direct contact like kidnapping or assassination. The lookouts secure the surroundings, and then the ones in this van attack the target. That's a common maneuver involved in both kidnapping and assassination. This craft book said that too. If so, I'd better watch out because it was them, not the lookouts who came to the school premises. I don't think they'll attack me while I'm in school. They're in the early stages of their covert operation now, hiding their fangs and claws until the last stage of their horrifying scheme. That's why they won't take action in the school where our people are watching. But it looked like they were talking with Chie-sensei in a very friendly way. I could only hear bits and pieces of their conversation, but it sounded very suspicious. I tried to remember the chatter and the movements of their mouths, and I played my memory of it like a videotape in my mind.
Maido!
どうもご苦労様です。今日も暑いですね。
いいえいいえ。今日
It's blocking the text though.
ではすみません。今日もよろしくお願いいたします。
はい、よろしくお願いします。これ、うちの事務屋から渡すように言われましたんで。
と、ですね。ありがとうございます。空欄ですね。問題ありません。はい、お預かりします。
はい、それでは。りますんで。
I used the information. I had to guess what was going on. I played the video again and again in my mind. Also paused it and played it in slow motion again to check many times. Then something unbelievably horrifying started to emerge. There's no doubt that they are acquainted with Chie-sensei. But I've never seen them visit this school before, so it's hard to believe that Chie-sensei is their contact. There's no doubt that they're death squad under the direct control of the Sonozaki family. Now that is false, yes. They have the local accent, which proves that they were chosen from the Sonozaki Corps. The death squad was they're talking with Chie-sensei. They know each other. What's their relationship? Who's Chie-sensei anyway? During the dam conflict, Hinamizawa School was closed and it was merged with the one in Okinomiya. But the Onigafuchi Guardians didn't accept that and they made a part of the Forestry Service building into a school. But needless to say, the school they made didn't have a teacher, so it was only going to be a token form of resistance. But a teacher who had a strong passion for education felt sorry for her children and she came to work there. That was Rumiko Chie-sensei. It was obviously strange. Teachers are government employees and they normally belong to their prefectures. As long as they lie low and don't cause any trouble, they don't get fired and they don't get demoted. They can work up until the official retirement age and they're guaranteed to get a fixed retirement fund. She was one of those government employees, but she defied the Board of Education and came to work for Hinamizawa. The villagers admire her as a teacher of passion. I heard that Oryo Sonozaki successfully negotiated with the Board of Education that suspended Chie-sensei for defying their orders. It was easy to get an answer from this by connecting the dots. Chie-sensei was recruited by Oryo as a teacher to work at that school the Onigafuchi Guardians had created. In other words, she was already working for Oryo before she came here. As for the principal, he was the principal of the school in Hinamizawa from the beginning. He's a respected person of this region and he's been closely associated with the three families for a long time. So that means this school has been under control of the Sonozaki family all along. That's why Chie-sensei is acquainted with the death squad. It makes sense now. Chie-sensei confirmed that I came to school today, made a phone call and called them here? I don't want to know why she called them here. If she called them just to monitor me, they'd wait near the gate until class was over. But they came into the school premises. Why? Stop pretending to be a fool, Rena Ryugu. Do you think nothing will happen if you pretend not to notice? Think hard and calm down, Rena Ryugu. What will they try to do to me into school? In school? How are they going to do anything with my classmates and friends around me? It's easy. Chie-sensei will tell me to come to the teacher's office during the last class of the day. What about my clubmates? That's easy too. Chie-sensei can easily make them go home early using her authority as a teacher. She can make up any reason she wants. Maybe the classroom is going to have carpentry work done today so they can't stay in school.
は今日
ではすみません。今日もよろしくお願いいたします。
Okay, sorry. They clearly said they're ready to do it today. And what else?
はい、よろしくお願いします。これ、うちの事務屋から渡すように言われましたんで。
とですね。ありがとうございます。は空欄ですね。問題ありません。はい、お預かりします。
I see. They gave Chie-sensei an envelope with some documents in it. That blank is an eerie phrase. Was my name supposed to be in that blank? The paranoia of Rena right now. Why is it left blank? What does that mean? I told you, Rena Ryugu. Do you still think that nothing will happen if you pretend not to notice? Stop that. Like she's doubting everyone now. Even the teachers, the principal, and now Chie-sensei, she's doubting everyone. So what it was mean, or it's an order from a higher up. It says to make Rena Ryugu become blank. I took a peek from the shadows and I saw the principal taking documents out from the envelope. He started reading them. He looked stern, he looked very serious. I wish I could take a peek at the documents, but I was too far away. I kept looking at him just to see if he'd react at all, and then the envelope caught my eye. The envelope said Okonogi Gardeners, and it had some numbers that looked like a phone number. Fortunately, I have a good eyesight. I memorized the number. If they're a death squad, the gardening company must be a camouflage occupation. It probably doesn't even exist. I wanted to find out. I looked out for a phone. There's only one phone, and it's in the teacher's office. Fortunately, the teachers were chatting in the hallway, looking at the gardeners. So it was now or never. I made sure nobody was watching me to go into the teacher's office. I rushed in and grabbed the phone on the principal's desk. I went over the phone number in my head and dialed it up. Look, there's still curry here. All the time. I'm glad they have a touch-tone phone. It would have been difficult if it was a rotary dial. If somebody answered, I'd only have to ask, is this Okonogi Gardeners? I'd wait for the answer before hanging up. It should be easy. It connected.
お客様がおかけになった電話番号は
I felt a cold chill run through my body from the bottom of my feet. Wait, don't make a quick judgment. I might have remembered the number wrong. No, I know I remembered it right. It was an easy number to remember. It's impossible to remember it wrong. Then, did I dial it wrong? I put the phone down and started over. This time I dialed the number more slowly. The teachers might come back anytime. In this situation, it was risky to do anything slowly. But I needed to make absolutely sure.
お客様がおかけになった電話番号は
It's the same. There's no doubt. The company Okonogi Gardens does not exist. It's just a camouflage occupation for the Sozozaki family's death squad.
番号をお確かめの上もう一度ダイヤルしてください。お客様がおかけになった電話番号は
I was too stunned to put down the receiver. The announcement kept running over and over again, and the voice was oddly cold and creepy. I hang up the phone and rush out of the teacher's office. I ran to the bathroom and held my head in an attempt to cool down. Calm down, Rena. Calm down, Rena Ryugu. Stay cool. Rena Ryugu. I wasn't safe here anymore. If I stayed here, I might be erased even in the open. They'd erase me? Why? They aren't certain that I have the scrapbooks. I told Keiichi-kun where I hid the scrapbooks. Yesterday, I told him I hid them in my hideout in the garbage dump. Is Keiichi-kun in cahoots with the Sonozaki family? Dude, like seriously, man. Like, your friends helped you hide the bodies of the people and now you're doubting them? Rena's paranoia, man. It's spiking through the roof right now. I felt as if my head was a pot that was cooking some dubious stew. There was only soup in my brain. I cut up clues, information, and facts just like I'd cut vegetables and threw them into a pot. Some of them were floating on the surface and the others were on the bottom of the pot. They were being cooked in a boiling soup. No, it can't be. Keiichi-kun is on my side. He's the only one who's on my side. He held out his hand to me at the trash piles. There was no lie in that hand. When he grabbed my wrist, I felt nothing but his strong and pure heart. He promised me he'd be on my side. I shouldn't doubt Keiichi-kun. He's the only one I should trust. He's the only one who is on my side right now.
ごめんごめん、ケイチ君。危うく君を疑いそうになった。本当にごめんね。本当にごめんね。
I said it out loud on purpose, full of regret that I doubted Keiichi-kun, the only one who is on my side. Now that I think about it, whether I have the scrapbooks or not might not matter to them. Erase anyone who is suspicious. That's the safest way. Does it mean that they're in a hurry? The day of Ayashiro-sama's revival might be just around the corner. And that's why they're trying to get rid of any small fish bones that are stuck in their throat by any means before it's too late. We don't need her anymore. Just erase her if you're worried so much. I could easily picture Oreo Sonozaki saying that. Picture. No, she did say that. That's why they're here today. What should I do? What should I do? Should I wait until school is over? I was like a fish in a pond. No matter how many times I escaped from the net, I was in the pond and they owned the pond and I didn't stand a chance. Then what should I do now? I couldn't keep escaping from the net, so I should get out of the pond. I didn't know how to fight them. I didn't know who's on my side. I was about to give in to despair. For now, I'd have to think about how to survive this, so I'd at least have time to think about how to fight against them. I have to get out of this pond. When I was about to leave the bathroom, one of my classmates came in. I pretended to be sick and talked to the girl while leaning on the wall.
ごめんね。私ちょっとどうしても具合が悪くて。早退するからって先生に伝えておいてくれないかな。
I shouldn't let Chie-sensei know that I'm leaving school early if I'm trying to run away from them. But if I didn't, they might think I ran away without cause. That might lead them to chase after me without mercy. If that happens, I don't stand a chance. They were planning to capture me after school is over, but I happened to feel sick and left school early. If they took it that way, they wouldn't think that I noticed the noose sliding around me. I was about to go back to the classroom to get my bag, but I changed my mind and turned around. I didn't need my bag anymore. I realized nobody was watching me, so I stopped pretending to be sick and started running. Hmm.
千恵先生、ここがおかしいですぞ。
おかしい？どうかなさいましたか？
見積書と請求書の日付が空欄になっておりますぞ。ここは今日の日付ではないのですかな？
ああ、そこはお役所の都合らしいんです。見積書の日付と請求書の日付が同じだと、なんだか都合が悪いそうで、庶務係さんから空欄にするようよく念を押されています。
あとそれから請求書に書いてある電話番号と封筒に書いてある電話番号が違っていますぞ。どちらが正しいのですかな？
あらやだ、本当ですね。社長さん。
はい。どうしましたね？
請求書に書いてある電話番号と封筒の電話番号が違ってますけど、どちらが正しいのですか？
請求書の方の電話番号が正しいんで大丈夫ですね。
Okay.
先代の事務所の時の封筒がまだだいぶ余ってたもんなんで、それに入れてきてまったんですわ。すんませんね。バイトの子に全部新しい番号のハンコを押しとくように言ったんだけどな。すんまへん。消しておいてもらえますかね。
So, maybe these are not the same guys in the white van as the same ones in chapter 1? The same ones with Irie? Dude, this chapter, man. They try to make you choose on who to believe, right? But yeah, for sure the Rena is not hallucinating, very, very cautious right now, right? She's doubting everyone else now. But I don't know anymore. Okay, lunch takeout list number 3. Let's see this. The danger of a culture-bound syndrome lies in the fact that it can easily be trigger delusional misidentification syndrome. Yeah, misidentification. Yes. That is to say, in the current case, every time the patient sees something trivial, she tries to interpret it as a curse. And it's believed that as a result of the accumulation of these events in an understandable form, a delusional system is created, ultimately leading to paranoia. Furthermore, the patient is also exhibiting slight signs of a personality disorder. Of course, it's at a very, very mild level, and it's not causing any hindrance whatsoever to the patient's daily life. It's common for even healthy individuals to have primary delusions in their daily lives, but they usually ignore it automatically without recognition since those delusions are nonsensical. However, there are cases where these delusions accumulate despite them being incomprehensible. It largely depends on the particular characteristics of the individual, and it's believed that the patient shows relatively strong characteristics in this area. I believe you're very much aware that primarily delusions are categorized into 3 different kinds. Delusional mood is the feeling of impending crisis without basis. Delusional intuition is the feeling of a sense of duty or a goal without basis. Delusional perception is the feeling of a basis cause against a basis target. In the patient's case, it's believed that these incomprehensible delusions accumulated acted out simultaneously with a culture-bound syndrome, which triggered a delusional misidentification syndrome. And it ultimately caused the incomprehensible delusions to become understandable by interpreting them as a curse. The comprehensible delusion system induces understandable secondary delusions, further strengthening the patient's delusional system with the passage of time. The delusional parasitosis mentioned earlier can be considered a secondary delusion. A common factor of all cases of paranoia is that even after an outbreak, they still appear perfectly normal with no change in their personalities. The patients are unaware of their own ailments, and due to their personal interpretation of their delusional system, there are many cases where the patients arm themselves logically, making it extremely difficult for a third party to point out that they're having a delusion. Furthermore, although it may depend on the tendency of the delusions, there are also cases where a persecutory delusion turns into a pursuit delusion or a conspiracy delusion, resulting in the patient creating an imaginary enemy and taking up antisocial behavior. For example, there are cases where believers of religious cults were deeply influenced by the cult founders' paranoid visions, which shifted the group into a conspiracy delusion and that made them conduct antisocial behavior in the name of self-defense. Although no such cases have been reported in Japan yet, it could be or very well happen in the near future. Fortunately, the patient hasn't reached a serious condition as of now. With proper treatment, she should be able to make a full recovery. Please make sure that her father also understands that this is not an unusual case, but something caused by an accumulation of a number of innocent factors that anyone could have. Patient can be treated by only deepening her bond with her father. As long as she has that bond, she can certainly be treated. For the reasons above, if the patient is to return to her home village, I strongly recommend the patient continue to receive guidance from a specialized medical institution. So please excuse me for writing such a long letter. Thank you for reading. Thank you. So yeah, a lot of delusions with Rena here, right? But like it's funny though. It's very funny because the last 2 episodes we had was pretty much with Rena, right? And you were like, "Oh yeah. That might be real. That might be true, right?" Yes. It was those guys in the first chapter with the white van, and now with this episode talking to Mion and then seeing the gardeners, I suppose, with Chie Sensei. I was like, "Huh? What?" Like, okay. But yeah, I'll just say for me, The only thing I believe in Rena is the parasites, yes, the maggots, those stuff. I think that is real. That is real for sure. It's the other stuff, the religious cults, most likely not, yes. But the guys in the white van, the ones with Irie, yeah, those are real for sure, of course. But it's probably not the same with these guys here. Because yeah, it made me doubt them, or doubt it because of, yeah, what happened at the ending here. Damn. Yeah, this chapter made me doubt a lot. Like, you keep shifting. You were with Rena's side, talking to her, believed some of them, and now you're with, and now Mion contradicts it, tells us her part, right? And also we saw Rena, her inner dialogue there, right? You can see that she has she's been very, very paranoid, right? And you can see that she's getting worse, I suppose, because from the font itself, back then it was just like color pink, right? And now it's red. You can see that she's getting worse and worse, her condition, I suppose, right? Well, we'll see what is the end game for Rena here. Most likely 100% she's gonna get worse and worse. Is she still gonna kill someone? Maybe. It's not outside of the, what do you call this? It still might happen, yeah. She might still kill someone. It might happen with what is happening right now, right? She's being very paranoid there. She might accidentally kill someone because of that, right? But we will have to see. So yes, we are gonna continue this and do more of Higurashi When They Cry, Chapter 6, Tsumihoroboshi in the next one. So I'll just see you then. Bye bye.